It's live. Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Darla.
I'm Kevin.
We're
She's
here.
hers and I'm his, or
Yeah,
I'm his and she's hers. One of the two. I got to point this away though now.
we are going to talk about Oola Fitness. Oola has 7 F's to keep everything in balance, and all 7 F's are equally important. We're just going to talk about fitness. So, fitness is not just workout, fitness is mental, emotional, um, mental, emotional, spiritual, and I like to say social health. Okay, and we'll go through that and explain a little bit of that as well. So one affirmation that we use in Oola for fitness is I am fit, healthy, disciplined, and strong. Right? You can put your hands on your hips like Wonder Woman, or you can put them out like this, or you can box, whatever you want to do, but you like Rocky. But you say, I am fit, healthy, disciplined, and strong, right? That gets you going for your day. So, Kevin, why is it important that you feel physically fit?
Well, for me personally, I can say that I don't know that I always made it a priority. I'm sure that I didn't. But this year, I have tried to make it a priority in my life. And I have to tell you, after 7 months of working on getting out every day as much as possible and exercising and trying to watch more of what I eat and making sure that I'm eating food that is nutritious for me and not just junk, that I feel great already. And I'm not as physically fit as I want to be yet, but I already feel great. And I have this take on the world mentality just because I feel better. I also want to avoid the disease I see happening around me. Hypertension, diabetes, hyperlipidemia, these three things, especially as I work with doctors every day and training and coaching them, patients come in with these three things over and over and over again. The American diet, as it is today, with a fast food place on every single corner, is contributing to this. And the time crunch that we have, it's just the easy thing to do. And so we have got to change that. And that's what I'm trying to do for myself because I want to live a long time with my beautiful wife. And she's going to tell you why she feels it's important for her to be physically fit.
Well, I will tell you this question will change during the seasons of your life. And I want to be physically healthy and strong so that I can live until I die. Think about that for a minute, right? You want to live until you die. I I am going to be active. I'm going to be playing with my family, going to the beach, traveling, doing fun things. The other why that I have to keep healthy and physically fit and strong is so I can have a healthy sex life. I say, oh snap, did I really say that out loud? Yes, I did. So, you out there that are married and that are our age and that are goofing off and sitting and being sedentary in your life and you don't have the energy anymore and fatigue and all of that, then here's a why for you. Let's get active, let's get physical, let's get stronger. So that's part of my why. That's why I get up and go for a walk every day so I can have more fun. Basically, I like to have fun. So, how do you rate how healthy you are?
Well, that's a good question, Darla. And I think that what I've tried to do over the last 7 months is I've really focused on what I'm actually putting into my body. I'm trying to find more fresh food, fresh as in grown from the earth, uh, not pre processed. And I'm trying to not be sedentary like I was. I love to watch sports on TV, and you can waste a whole day doing that, one sports after another. Luckily for me, the recent times have kind of kept the sports from being on TV, and I found it easier to avoid that. So that's actually been one benefit of this whole pandemic thing that's going on right now. But I feel it's important to get up every day and get out and exercise. For me, if I do it in the morning, especially now that it's much warmer in the summertime, it's much easier for me to do it and cross it off my list and feel good about accomplishing that and not feeling like, oh, I should have done that at the end of the day. So it's an important piece for me to feel that way, and that's kind of how I measure it on a daily basis. If I got up and walked, then I feel better about myself. If I'm able to eat more fresh food and avoid the junk food, then I feel better about myself. I also try and handle stress with deep breathing, trying to use at least 7 deep breaths at a time throughout the day to refresh myself and also just release the tension and the stress. I also find relaxing music to help with releasing tension and stress in my life. So, all three of these things help me to kind of rate how healthy I feel and help me to feel better about myself and the work that I'm putting in to be more physically fit. How about you?
So the way you can rate your health, some health issues, some medical terms that we do and numbers is just know your numbers. So what's your BMI? Now, if you're an athlete, the BMI chart isn't accurate for you. But if you're regular, healthy, exercise a little like me and Kevin, then the BMI chart is pretty good guide to go by at least. So your body mass index is what the BMI stands for. And you can just go to Google and say BMI calculator. You can put in your height, you can put in your weight, and you can see a range of what's healthy and what's not healthy. So for most people between 20 and 25 on a BMI chart is healthy. We know that 53% of Americans are overweight, and we know a third of Americans are obese. And that's only current stats, but it's going up because of, like Kevin said, our American diet is the standard American diet. The acronym is SAD. So we need to get back to whole foods, like Kevin was talking. So anything that's fresh and not out of a box. And then what is your waist circumference? Remember, we used to have some figures to have the perfect figure as a woman. I don't mean that. But have you ever really taken a measuring tape or know your pant size that has your waist on it? So for men, a waist circumference less than 40 inches is on the healthier side. If your waist circumference is more than 40, it's time to start thinking about getting moving and getting active and reducing that and letting some of that weight go to be a healthier person. And for women, it's less than 35 inches. So, hey, ladies out there, you can be comfortable in your figure and all of that as much as you want. But the stats are if your waist is more than 35 inches, that's not healthy. So, know your numbers. Let's get working on those things. And then Cholesterol level. Cholesterol is a main hormone in your body, and it's good to have cholesterol. We all need cholesterol. But there's a bad kind of cholesterol, and that's the part that gets clumps and clogs and starts making your arteries harder and can clog your arteries like an old pipe. So we have to watch cholesterol. Cholesterol only comes from animal products. So if you see a jar of peanut butter and two different brands of peanut butter and they're saying this one's cholesterol free, well, peanut butter is a plant because peanuts are a nut and peanuts grow on a plant. So there's not cholesterol in that naturally anyway. It's just a marketing thing. So you kind of have to educate yourself on where does cholesterol come from, right? So cholesterol is all animal products. So some animal products have less than others. So there's some choices that may be better than others for you. But all plants do not have cholesterol. So you can feel free if your cholesterol is high, if you start eating more plants, that can help reduce your bad cholesterol. And then what's your blood pressure? We used to have the standard was anything if it was less than 140 over 90. And a couple of years ago, they changed it to be what it really should be less than 130 over 80. So keep track of your blood pressure. You can go to the store and get it checked if you don't go to the doctor very often. If you do have blood pressure problems, it's important to keep those under control before you start exercising. So check with your doctor. If you're exercising and your blood pressure is really high and you don't know it, you can get into big trouble. You can have a stroke. So don't do that. So, but you got to get moving. You got to get people with high blood pressure, their doctors tell them to walk and exercise. So you need to get the blood pressure under control with some medication possibly, but then you do need to exercise and eat better so you can get it reduced naturally. And then another way that you can rate your health is how is your mental health? There's some people that are physically fit and healthy and their waist is fine and their cholesterol is fine because they're eating healthy, but they're traumatized by mental health problems that have just taxed their livelihood. And if they're not healthy in that regard, mental health, they can be put on several different medications, and those medications can then have side effects and make these other problems happen. And it's just kind of a tumble mark that goes along with it. So if you're suffering from your past every day and you're not able to live freely and happily, then get some help. And there's counselors and there's physicians, and I offer Aroma Freedom if you have those problems going on too. But when we talk about Oola Fitness, it's not just physical, and it's not just how many push-ups can you do, right? It's this overall picture of your health and how healthy do you feel, and what do we need to work on. So be honest with yourself when you go to rate your health, and really be true to you. So that's my little take on how do you rate it. So Kevin, what's the best way to set a fitness goal? You're good at setting goals. So what's your tips on the best way to set a goal for fitness?
Thanks, hon. Yes, so it's important, like Darla said, to know what the facts are. For instance, I was, for some reason, under the impression that basketball was the right way to measure everything. Whoever scores the most points, who has the highest in something, is the winner. And I like to win. So for some reason, my head thought that I needed to have the highest waist circumference and the highest BMI, and I would be the winner. And unfortunately, that is totally incorrect.
Oh, Kevin.
In fitness, we want to use golf as our analogy. The low score wins. And so we are looking for goals in physical fitness, especially, that are going to help us achieve a lower score, a lower BMI, body mass index, a lower weight, a lower waist circumference. And that's things that I'm working on right now. So how do I do that? Well, I try to use SMART goals. And SMART is an acronym for specific. So for instance, I'm going to walk 2 miles every day at least, sometimes 3. It should be measurable. So I should be able to measure what that is. It's either how many miles or how many minutes am I going to exercise in a day, for instance. I need to be accountable to myself, and it may also really help you to be accountable to a friend or a fitness coach that can help you stay accountable to yourself. For instance, with Darla and I both walking at the same time, we both find that helpful because if one of us is feeling like I'd rather not walk today, the other one encourages each other to go ahead and do it anyway, even if we don't feel like it. And as soon as we're out there, we start feeling better about doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that you're going to be accountable to somebody on that. And that's where a coach can come in and help you. You should also be realistic. If you're not walking or running at all now, well, don't say that you're going to run 3 miles the first day. That's probably not going to happen if you haven't been exercising in the past few months or weeks. So walk around the block the first day. Make sure you have good, comfortable shoes to do that in, as well as workout clothes. And make sure that you are going to set your goal on a certain time. So you're going to say that I'm going to walk this amount every day so that over a week's time period, I'm going to walk this much, this many miles. For instance, I have a goal right now that I want to walk at least 15 miles every week. And so that's what my goal is. And in so doing, I hope to lower my body mass index, to lower my waist circumference, and that has been working so far. Now, in addition to that, there's the nutrition factor. So what you put into your body, feed yourself as for fuel, not out of boredom. So make sure that you're putting good things in so that you have the fuel to put in that exercise and to allow your body to work and use that correct fuel to burn and help you be more physically fit. So break it down step by step, whether it's in miles or time. And if you have a fitness watch or a Fitbit, that's a great thing to do to help you track those things. That's important to me to be able to sure and track it. And as I've said in other broadcasts, I always have a 3x5 card of the daily priorities that I have to do. And walking is always on there because that's one of my daily goals to help me achieve that weekly goal and then a yearly goal of walking so many miles. So that's kind of how I do it. And when I use those tools and use that formula of a SMART goals, I find that is working for me. And I believe it'll work for you too. How about you, Darla? What do you do?
Yeah, I like putting that walk on the top of my list on my 3x5 card because I know I'm going to do it. So I get to check something off my list. So I feel better about starting my day because I know I'm going to do that. So when we're doing goals, we want to keep them positive and attainable, like Kevin said. So sometimes we can't just say, I want to get healthier. I'm going to get healthier this year because that's not exactly attainable. Like, what does that mean? So you got to break it down, like Kevin said. And then I don't want to get sick this year. That, like, I'm going to exercise so I don't get sick. So do you see how that's negative? We want to cancel clear that negative thought, and we want to say, I'm I'm going to do this so I stay healthy. So those are different types of ways to like think about your language when you're setting a goal so that it's healthy and it's positive. And then what if you just really don't like to exercise? I've said this before, I'm not a gym girl. Um, for me, it's not one of my inherent things that I just want to go exercise. I just don't, it's not in my brain to do that. I have to make myself do it. But if there was a beach outside, I would be out there every day walking on the beach, no problem to it, right? We have a nice neighborhood, so we can walk around our neighborhood, and that's fine. But if you don't like to exercise, then dance. Get out and play a game. You could do things like that. So that's one way to look at it, is do something that you do enjoy that you don't feel like it's exercise, so that you get up and get moving. And then what if you really like dessert? Like, what if you have a sweet tooth and you really like dessert? Um, One, at a restaurant or somewhere like that, try not to order it. We'll talk about that in a minute. But you can make a fun dessert like pineapple or berries and cream, or something that's healthy for you that is still nutritious, but it's a sweet thing. So even having two um, dates that you can eat. um, One of my Tyler thought that was candy until he was about 5 years old. He just thought a date was a piece of candy because he didn't know what candy was. But anyway, so what if you get off track with your fitness? What do you do? So I will go back to when we very first started. Why do I need to be fit and healthy? So I want to live until I die. I want to have fun. I want to be able to play with grandkids. I want to have a healthy um, sex life. I want to be able to enjoy life. So if I don't get out there and walk every day, or if I eat too much dessert, or if I just refuse to just walk because I don't like it, then this is where we get we're Oola balance. So I know I'll have a healthier family, and I'll have more fun if I get my fitness up, because fitness is one of my lower ones. So if I move my fitness up like that, it will make my family and my fun stronger. So that's what we talk about when we're talking about Oola balance. So go back to your why if you get off track. So Kevin, where are some places that you can go or guys can go to go exercise if you're doing the his part of this?
Oh, another great question. So the best place for me that I found, since I already have a partner in Darla that is willing to go walking with me every morning, is just to do it in the neighborhood, because it's just outside my door. I don't have to take time to go drive to it. It's right here. So we just start and we get to go walk in a nice neighborhood where we live. We actually live in kind of a preserve area, so there's all kinds of wonderful nature around that we can look at if we want to. And sometimes there's nature we don't want to see, like snakes and javelina, but it's all good. So we enjoy it. It's an adventure every day we go out. Trust me. So that's wonderful. But there's also, of course, places in nature that you can go. If you live near the mountains, I like to hike when I am near those, and that's always fun. But maybe you like to have fun when you exercise. For you, the motivation to do that is to get out and have fun. So get with a group of guys that play basketball or have a softball league, or like to go play golf, and get outside and have fun and have some enjoyment and some camaraderie with other people. And notice that accountability thing is going to be there because you want to see everybody and you want to go do that. And having that extra, those friends there that you want to go see, that helps to motivate you to go do it. So do those kind of things if you're finding it hard to get out and exercise. When I go to help doctors in their clinics and in hospitals, I try to take the stairs when I can. So that's just a simple thing that you can do when you're in an office building, is to take the stairs. I don't take them every time, but I do try and take them from time to time. So that helps to give me some exercise during the day. One of the most important things is to be consistent. Don't do it one day and then lay off for 5 days. Try and be consistent. If you're going to exercise 4 times a week, then be sure that you do that. When you get to Saturday, if you haven't exercised one of the days, well, you've got to go do it on Saturday. My personal feeling is I want to go out and do it every day so that I can just keep the consistency up and continue working on it. But that's up to you. And again, as Darla mentioned, be sure and check with your doctor before you start any physical fitness regimen. But that's what I do, and that's where you can go. So just some different suggestions to be more physically fit. What do you think, Darla?
Oh, yeah, those are good tips. I've been seeing a lot of patients, and I usually ask them, how are they moving? What are they doing to stay active? And several of them, I was so surprised over the last 3 months, they're telling me, oh, yeah, I can't exercise anymore because the gyms are closed. And I've really fallen off my exercise. And there's a lot of people that love to go to the gym, and there's good community there, and that's where the social part is that Kevin was talking about. Get your friends and go to the gym and do a class like a Zumba class or a bar class or basketball at the gym with other people or something. But if the gym's closed, you got to pivot. So you got to do something at home and walk around the neighborhood if you can. If you don't have a safe neighborhood, then do something inside. And there's lots of YouTube videos. We use YouTube for everything else. There's shows and free online dance. There's free online exercise routines. There's free online yoga. Just get moving and get out there and seriously be consistent, because I find that when I take a day off, the next day it's easier to take another day off. So figure out what you're going to do. And if you need to write it on a 3x5 card so you can make sure that's one of the things you're going to check off your list tomorrow, then do that. But you'll feel better overall if you just start doing something, and, getting more steps in, or parking, getting a front row parking spot's always fun. But if you need to walk a little bit more, then park in the back of the lot and walk in. That's one way just to get a few more steps in during your day. And here in Arizona, it's stinking hot, like really hot right now. And I know you guys might watch this in December when it's summer, when it's not summertime, but if you're watching it now, we have a pool. You can just go cool off and play in the pool, or you can go to the lake and, water skiing, and that sort of stuff is a lot of exercise. So it's super fun, but you don't really know. It's not like doing push-ups, but all that kind of stuff is super fun, and you're living and having fun with other people too. So there's all kinds of ways that you can get moving in your day. So if you're giving yourself more excuses than you are active, then stop it. Like, I have to tell myself the same thing. So stop it. You know what you're doing. So, how do you eat healthy if you're out and about or traveling? And I know this might not be pertinent right this minute, but we've all been there, and we're all in this together. So when we do start, we hear this excuse a lot. That's why Kevin and I are bringing it up. And Kevin and I used to travel every week for several years. So how do you stay healthy? How do you eat healthy when you're out and about, Kevin?
So, what I had to learn to do, because I started gaining weight when I was traveling and going all over the country, uh, was instead of just going to fast food restaurants just because it was quick and easy, it was better for me when I first got there to the location to go to the local grocery store and actually buy healthy food. And as I was shopping, trying to use an app like something like this, that can actually show you what the nutrient level is for different foods as you're buying, and looking on the items themselves for the nutrients, reading the labels, as Darla suggested before. So, whatever you can do to try and stay in the healthy arena of foods and pick those kind of foods out. And if I had them there in the hotel room, that would help me not eat the junk food that might be more readily available in a vending machine there at the hotel. So another thing that I found was that, did you know that when I looked in this app for how much a Red Robin cheeseburger is, it's like 1,100 calories. That's like more than the whole meal I was trying to have. I was trying to keep my meals under, 600 calories or so.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like crazy. That's like 2 meals in one.
Yeah.
Thank goodness the French fries are vegetables. That's all I can say. Boy. But no, of course, I'm joking. French fries, of course, build the cholesterol level because they are fried in vegetable and sometimes animal fats.
Mm-hmm.
And so they can be dangerous too. So look for fresh fruits and vegetables whenever you can, and try and snack on those type of items instead of the fast food in the vending machine or on the corner. How about you, Darla? What did you do?
Good tips. Yeah, there's lots of restaurants with good, healthy choices. But you got to go back to that why when you're at the restaurant. And when you walk in thinking you're going to get a salad and you come out with a full belly of a burger and fries, you didn't pay attention to your why good enough. And every once in a while, it's fine to have a treat and not, go off the grid, but you got to get back on it. And so, try and look where the healthy salads are. And there's really some salads out there that are 1,200 calories too. So you have to be careful when you order a salad at a restaurant that it's not something that's not exactly healthy for you. So pay attention. Lots of choices at restaurants Kevin and I have been to. They have the calories on the entrees, and we're like, guess I won't get that this time. I guess I'll get this other thing over here. So you can look at the calorie count on them as well. And then for a lot of restaurants, you could just ask the waiter not to bring the before dinner bread. That's something simple that you can omit. And then also you can skip dessert and you can have berries and cream or something at home when you get home. So those are a few little tips that we can do eating out. So one other part of Oola Fitness, even though it says fitness, it's your overall health. What about spiritual health or your mental health, emotional health? You can be muscular and physically fit and low body fat and good cholesterol, but what if you're blue mood, or what if you're angry all the time, or what if you just have some conflict and you're just off balance kind of there? What are you feeding your mind, Kevin?
So, of course, as we've been talking about these things from the fitness that are really the Oola principles, the Oola books, there's 3 different books that you can purchase. We can help you get those if you like. Mm-hmm. So I like to read some other books that I have. Start with Why is a great book. Mm-hmm. Other books like High Performance Habits. It's a great book to read. So things that will be helpful to me. And if you have a journal that you write in, whatever that might be, if you can keep gratitude on the front of your mind every day, and just at the end of the day, write down in that journal what you're thankful for. It really helps to set your mind better so that you can get a very good night's sleep. So think about writing down in your journal what you're grateful for every day. Maybe do it in the morning and in the evening. And that helps to really set your mind in the right mode. I also personally feel that it's very helpful, both mentally and definitely spiritually, to have a really deep faith walk. And my personal faith walk is with Jesus. I want to be a follower of Jesus, and I want to act, and I want to talk, and I want to love others like he did. So that is something that I'm currently work on, is deepening my relationship with him and becoming even more of a follower of Jesus than I ever have been before. The last thing is to try to decrease your stress levels. And we've talked a little bit about this before, but again, I try the deep breathing to release the tension. And I also find that the physical exercise every day is helping to burn off some of that extra adrenaline that can be created by stress. So it's a natural occurrence. You're stressed at work, you're stressed as you drive in traffic. And so physical exercise actually burns off that extra adrenaline that's being created. So it can be very helpful in reducing your stress and lowering your blood pressure, as Darla already mentioned earlier. What do you put in your mind, Darla?
Yeah, so I think it's really important to pay attention to what is going in. So what are you listening to? What are the lyrics in songs that you're listening to? There's a whole bunch of wonderful music in the world, all different kinds of music. So by all means, be eclectic and listen to all kinds of music. But there's also some settings on your phone when you download music or whatever so that you don't have explicit content. When you listen to hatefulness that's coming straight into your earpods and you're listening to that and your brain is getting that, that's what you're really learning, that, and your brain is absorbing that content that may not be healthy for you. Um, and then what kind of shows or media or even video games are you playing? I see a whole bunch of little kids that are started on some grown up games pretty quick. And I see people that have giant TV screens that are playing war games with guns and killing people. And it's so realistic. And if you're a veteran or a war hero or a a law officer, bless you. But in my mind, I am so thankful that you take care of me so that I can live free and happy. But I don't need to do that. And there's a lot of people that kind of pollutes their mind, if you will. And so we need to work on conflict resolution. When somebody gets upset with someone else, they can't just go hurt them like on a video game. And so you got to pay attention to, or a movie or a TV show. They're all pretty graphic these days. And I'm not innocent by any means. I've seen a lot of stuff and known it, but at the same time, lately, I've just kind of gotten away from those kind of shows and that kind of content. And I just don't need to see that in my mind and in my head. And if I'm around audiobooks also, there's a really good author that I love to listen to the books and stuff that she puts out. But she has a pretty foul mouth, like a sailor mouth, I like to say. And if I listen to that more, I like sometimes I'll listen to an audiobook several times if it's really good content. And I can only listen to it once because it has so many bad words in it that I know that I will just start saying those bad words because I know all of them. I just really practice to not say them. So that's the kind of content that I'm talking about. If I'm not around it, then I won't have it come through me either. And I don't need that. It's just negative stuff that we just don't need to be around. So what are you putting into your mind? What are you putting into your mind? What are you surrounding yourself? And then absolutely the gratitude. And then how are you talking to yourself? Like, would you say what you say to yourself to your best friend? Pay attention to that, because sometimes you don't realize how you're talking to yourself, and you're talking negative things, and um, low self esteem things are coming into your mind, and you're saying those things to yourself. So pay attention to that. Um, Conscious language is something that people need to be more aware of. And Kevin and some of my family members have helped me with that in the past. I would get asked a question, and I would immediately say, I don't know. And then I would answer it. And I'm not sure why that started happening, but I had to cancel clear. And like, I know a lot of things. Why am I starting to say that? And so they just kind of patted me and said, don't say that. Or I would say something negative about myself, and it would just, I would say I'm not smart enough for something. And I would carry on the conversation, but they would have to tell me that I said that, because I didn't hear it myself. So if you have a friend or a loved one that can help you recognize the way that you're talking negatively to yourself, that would be a huge blessing to you, and help you with your mental and emotional health, to be able to be stronger and more physically fit that way. So those are just some tips that I've learned that I think other people should learn too. So anyhow, Kevin, tell me more about how working with a Oola life coach would help to improve someone's fitness. Why would someone need a coach?
Okay. That's a great question. I'm sure many people are wondering that.
Mhm.
So, Darla and I recently, as in about 9 months ago, became certified Oola life coaches. And if you're asking yourself, well, I wonder if a coach would be able to help me with my physical fitness, with my mental fitness, my spiritual fitness. That's a great question to ask yourself. So to tell you about how does that really work, how would it help? Well, taking action is simply a challenge for many, many people. It has been for me in my life. I found a huge improvement once I started utilizing the Oola framework and developing my action steps that I was going to take every day, as I've already mentioned, and using those to reach goals that I've always wanted to reach. And so it's not just I'm going to decide I'm going to be more healthy this year as a New Year's resolution, for instance. It's actually sitting down and planning that out. Well, how am I actually going to do that? What foods am I going to eat? How much exercise am I going to put in to decrease my weight or to improve my physical health or my mental health or even my spiritual health? What am I going to do? So a coach can actually help you sit down and plan that out, because that's what we've been trained to do. We've done it ourselves. We're certainly not perfect. We're not suggesting that we are, but we've already gone through the framework multiple times, and we've helped clients go through the framework multiple times. So
Mhm.
we know how to do that. And there is a process, a very simple 3-step process that we can teach you that will allow you to accomplish the same kinds of things that you want to accomplish. So something you should realize is it's not what we want you to do or what we think you should do. It's us helping you determine what you really want to do. What is your dream that you want to achieve? And what are the goals that you can set that will allow you to achieve that dream? So a coach is by your side to be your guide through the Oola framework, which is already a proven system that's helped thousands and thousands of people. So there's a blend of encouragement, but also there's the accountability that as we have a weekly session, you're going to know that we're going to ask the question, okay, how did you do this week? And what did you get to accomplish? And okay, perhaps we can do this to make it better next week. What do you think? What's an idea you have that would help you to actually achieve that goal that you wanted to achieve last week? So that accountability helps to motivate and encourage you to actually accomplish your goals. What else can you tell them about how helpful having a coach can be, Darla?
Oh, definitely. We can read the books and listen to lives like this, and we can get some tips and all of that. But I think for a lot of people, really having a coach by their side as their guide is what's going to really get them to be successful and reach their goals and dreams. Because we'll make you start with the truth. Like, no excuses. What's the truth? What do you want? And then when you tell us what you want, we'll make you stretch a little bit more and say, like, that's nothing. Like, what do you really want? And so we'll get you there. We'll get you where this is amazing, and it can be life-changing. So but also we'll give you the baby steps too. So encouragement of, nutrition or weight reduction or something like that will help you, like, clean out the pantry, go grocery shopping with you, or teach you how to do an Instacart order instead of going down the aisles and maybe picking up things that aren't on your real fitness list. Food prep, getting your meals ready for the week so that you can be more successful and not have fall throughs. And then we have a whole bunch of resources for additional support as well. And so when you get us for coaches, you also get a whole slew of resources and additional support as well. So if you're ready to change your life, if you're ready to stop living that life of mediocrity, you're ready to get moving and find some more balance in your life and just live and feel better and be happy and have people coming to you going, what are you doing? Because you look good. You look young. What's going on? Then, yeah, that's what Kevin and I are saying. We have so much love in our heart, and we want to share this, and we know that it's a big deal. Yeah.
That's right, Darla. We have felt, as I've already said, we feel the difference already. We see the difference in our lives from following this Oola framework.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to offer this to people because we feel that strongly about it, how much it can help you. And so, like we said the other day, who is this for? It's for everybody. There is something in it for everybody that can help every single one of us. And we're not here to be a taskmaster. We do want to hold you accountable and to be true to yourself and to have your own integrity. But we're not here to be your taskmaster and tell you what to do. We want to find out what you have always wanted to do. What are your dreams? And we want to help you determine how you can achieve those. That's the magic formula. And so we will include at the end of the broadcast, you'll see some links that you can contact us and get on our calendar just to do a discovery call and see if there's any thing that is right here for you in Oola that would help you, any way that we can assist you in improving your life. We're definitely interested in doing that. So thanks for joining us today and watching our broadcast. And Darla, I'll let you sign it off.
Well, the other thing, you heard his and hers on all of this, but if you guys have good tips for fitness, health, nutrition, mental health, how you get rid of stress or reduce your stress, post it down here for us. This is a community for you guys to participate in. So please help us out and put in your special tips too. We'd love to hear you. And then I think we're going to do finance next. right?
That's the next one. That's correct.
We'll do finance next. It's not my favorite either. So we're getting my two unfavorites out of the way first.
You don't get to her favorite till the end anyway. It's like 6 away. So
Yeah, we have to wait till
there's
all to get to
lots
fun.
of fun to have before we get there.
Okay. Love you guys. Till next time. Be
Take care,
grateful.
everyone.
Have
Be
faith.
grateful, have faith,
Go get
and
your
go
Oola.
get your Oola life.